Good morning, good morning, good morning, good afternoon, depending if you are on the other side of the pond. It is Tim Burrows here, and I haven't been here on Periscope for a long time, and I'm glad to be back. I wanted to give you guys some information today on online cyber safety. You can go to onlinecybersafety.com. That's the website you're looking at right now, and you'll always be able to get great information and tips to make you more aware and a little bit safer online. If you're watching this on the replay and the rebroadcast, make sure that you share it, and I want to welcome you and thank you for watching. You're watching live right now. Thanks a lot. And listen, we're going to provide some information on cyber safety in relation to passwords. 3 targeted keys to better protect yourself using smart passwords. So this is the kind of information that is fantastic for everybody online to know. So if you could, swipe up or swipe across, depending on the device you're using, and share this on Twitter, share it with your followers, because simply, the more people that are protected online, the safer we will all be. Think about it this way. If I have a horrible password set and some way my computer or my information gets hacked, attacked, phished, whatever, there's a good chance that what could happen is the information that's in my systems that is now getting hacked could end up in your system because of my hack. So we want to make sure when we make our passwords and put them in place to protect ourselves that they're strong for everybody. So like I said, share this broadcast with everybody, because the more people we can protect, the safer online experience. And I'm just going to flip the camera around here and just say welcome to everybody that's watching the broadcast. I really appreciate you guys being here. It means a lot to me. So what we're going to talk about is password protection. And I'm just going to give you 3 targeted keys to make your passwords better, simply because the more secure you are, the safer you are online. I want to thank everybody that's joining in here on the broadcast, but I'm going to get right to it. Now, why did I come up with the idea to talk about passwords today, of all days? Well, it was because my friend Chris Brogan shared some information on Facebook this morning out of, again, the Ashley Madison hack attack that happened. For those of you who don't remember or aren't aware of what happened, congratulations, first of all. Secondly, Ashley Madison, online dating site that is questionable, to say it's really the best. It got hacked, and a lot of their users, their members, information was shared across the internet. Passwords, credit card information, email addresses, names, all sorts of information that we just don't want out there at the best of times. But when you're talking about a site that is promoting, hiding something, you'd think that these people would have been protecting their clients a little better. But what came out of that today is not the fact that they were hacked, but the password choices that people were using who were using Ashley Madison. And I'm going to flip the screen around again just to give you an idea. So here's the website that was being talked about this morning that we came across. And it actually comes from Quartz. And they're talking about, there's Ashley Madison's little thing, life is short, have an affair, if that's your thing. Anyways, the 100 most common passwords that were hacked on Ashley Madison, or that were used on the Ashley Madison hack. There's the number 1, 123456. And for several years running now, 123456 has been the most popular password, not just on a site like Ashley Madison, but across the internet. It's ridiculous how many people look at this. So here's the top 9. As you can see them right there, 123456, 12345, password. What a great ingenious word to use for your password, the word password. Default, well, at least this one used cap locks. And then we get, a 9-number password. Wow, that was really thinking it up. QWERTY, the first 5 letters on the top line of the password of the keyboard. It even gets better. You can see passwords that are the entire top row of a keyboard on a computer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, ABC 1, 2, 3. Like, where is the intelligence in these people when it comes up with their passwords? When you set a password online, you want it to be a password that protects yourself, that protects your information. I can only think that these people that use passwords like this really don't care about their safety, they really don't care about their security, and they certainly don't care about their privacy if these are the passwords that they're going to use online. Something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, ABC 1, 2, 3. These are all passwords. And they went through to talk about the hundreds and hundreds of accounts, literally millions of accounts, that weren't using really great password protection. In fact, that first one, the ABC 1, 2, 3, 4, or sorry, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 120,000 users use that password. That's ridiculously simple. Everybody along the internet will tell you that those are the most popular password combinations. Right there is 123456 or 123 ABC, ABC 123. That's not what you want. So I'm going to give you three target keys to make sure your passwords are better. And they're really, really simple. It's so simple that you're going to wonder why you weren't using this before. And this is what I really want you to concentrate on. The reason most of us would use a password like 123456 or password or the football or any number of one word, one combination phrases is because the more confusion we add to our password, the less likely we are to remember it. And remember, what we want passwords to be is hard for other people to guess, but easy for ourselves to remember. And you talk about a password like capital A, small c, capital D, the number 3, the number sign, and you start to get into these combinations that are very difficult to remember. So that's going against basic password protection. Remember, hard to hack or hard to guess, and easy to remember. As soon as you make it hard, that's where you'll revert back to using something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's not what we want. So now that we're getting into the meat and potatoes of actually setting up these passwords properly, go ahead and share this information. Again, remember, we want to get your family, friends, coworkers, everybody online to be safer with what we're doing. So we're going to talk about easy ways to protect yourself. Number one, the number one way to protect yourself is make your password hard to hack or hard to guess and easy to remember. And the best way to do that is with a phrase, a string phrase, a combination that you can easily remember. And I'll give you the example. I graduated from George Washington Academy in 1987. That would be super easy for me to remember. What year did I graduate high school? It was 1987. Where did I graduate from? George Washington Academy. So I graduated from George Washington Academy in 1987. Very, very simple phrase to remember. Now, you might say right off the top, that is not a secure password. Well, number one, it's long. So it is actually a little more secure. It contains capitals, it contains lowercase, and it contains numbers, and you can actually put the punctuation in there too, which is now making it a more secure password. But I'm going to show you the beauty of what you can do with a password combination like that. I'm going to flip the screen one more time. Sorry about putting my hand in front of the lens. There we go. I graduated from George Washington Academy in 1987. I give you three examples right here of how you can combine that. So using just the letters that are here, we've got a capital I, a small g, a small f. I graduated from. That's following that principle. George Washington Academy would be all capitals, just using the first letters, GWA. I for in, and then the 1987. Well, here's the one combination. The first word of it, the way we say it, 19. So that's a capital N. And the next two are letters, 87. So very easy to remember. I graduated from George Washington Academy in 1987. Don't like that? Well, here's another combination we can use. Instead of the letter I, we actually use I as in E-Y-E. I, G-F, going again with graduated from George Washington Academy, I, 1987, in 1987. And a third, I-G-F, again staying with it, G-W-A, but this time instead of using any numbers, we just used their symbols on the keyboard pressing Shift. So instead of 1987, you get exclamation, opening parenthesis, you get the star, and you get the N sign. Now these are great ways just to take this one little string sentence and break it down into three different passwords. One other thing you can do, instead of using I graduated from George Washington Academy in 1987 as a proper sentence, take all the spaces out. You've just created a string phrase that in itself is a decent password. Now, how do you remember something like this? Well, like I said, naturally, I graduated from George Washington Academy in 1987 is very, very easy to remember. And it makes it so simple. So you can do that. Oh, we jumped screen. Sorry about that, folks. Let me get back to that screen again. It's very, very easy to remember all these, and you have three different ways, or four literally, ways to write that out. So saying that it's hard to remember a password, no, I've just shown you how simple and easy it is. Now think about this. If you have your diploma or your college degree, your university degree, your doctorate, whatever it is, hanging on the wall in your office or somewhere like that, there it is, there's your reminder right there all the time. You could say, I graduated with my degree in psychology from Vanderbilt University in 1995, something like that. Just giving you examples, and you can use this for any number of things. Very, very simple. So there's the first tip. Tip number one, hard to hack or hard to guess and easy to remember. Number two, it's actually all right here in front of you. You're going to combine letters, numbers, and symbols, and you're going to make sure it's a minimum of 8 characters. The reason why we say a minimum of 8 characters or a minimum of 10 characters is because the more characters you put in there, and I remind you, a character is a capital, a small or lowercase, a number, or a symbol or slash punctuation mark. So you want to make it a minimum of 8 characters. The more characters with all those different combinations, the harder it becomes. Just think of the math on this, and I can't do this, but think of the math. 26 letters, both can be capitalized or lowercase. So now you're into 52 possible combinations just on the letters of the alphabet. Add in all the numbers, add in all the possibility of punctuation or special characters, do the math on that, and you are literally into the millions and millions of combinations. Even a supercomputer working all 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on hacks, it would take years at 1,000 guesses per second to actually come up with that. So you want to make sure, number one, hard to hack, easy to remember. Number two, combine letters, numbers, and symbols to the maximum that you can possibly make it allowable. That's how you make an easy password that you're going to remember, but it's hard for other people to figure out. You can put your reminder up, but don't write it on a yellow sticky piece of paper and put it somewhere near your computer. As soon as you do that, you're telling people, oh, this looks like a password. That's a really good guess. Your house gets broken into, your password's gone. Somebody could break into your house, write your password down, not even doing anything with it. Just write it down and then go home and try to figure out all the stuff about you. The last tip I'm going to give you, number 3, we're going to come back to my screen. Hey, there we go. Number 3. So number 1, easy to hack, or easy to remember, hard to hack. Number 2, use your full combination of letters, numbers, and special characters, minimum 8 characters long. In fact, I'll actually go and say that if a site allows you to use 20 characters, use all 20. It's just going to protect yourself. So now you're thinking, okay, so I'm going to make these massive passwords with all these special characters and uppercase. How am I going to remember that? Because the other thing I always tell you is don't repeat your password. So how do you remember all this information? Now we're going back to hard to remember. Simple. Number 3, we're going to use a password manager. It's a simple tool, piece of software that takes all your passwords and all your logins for every different thing you're using and puts them into one secure storage vault. The way you lock that vault is with one really good and strong password. Again, you can go back to a password phrase like we just showed you in the first example. You do that, all you have to remember once you log into everything is that one major master lock password, and that's it. Everything else gets stored. Nice thing about password managers, they don't just manage passwords. Some of the better ones will manage credit card numbers. They'll manage that 3 little digit CVV, CWV, whatever they call it now, on the back of the card. They'll manage the full number, the expiry dates. All of this information you can put into a secure package place. Documents. They can encrypt your documents for you. You can store your documents and have the password set up in there. So password manager is number 3 tip. So number 1, make your passwords easy to remember, hard to hack. Number 2, use what is allowable in the platforms you're using, whether it's numbers, letters, symbols, combinations of all of them, put it all together as much as you can, minimum of 8. Number 3, use a password manager. So just to give you a rundown on that, there we go. So you can remember it. 3 targeted keys for better passwords. Hard to guess, easy to remember. Combine letters, numbers, and characters and symbols, minimum 8 characters long. Use a password manager program. Go to onlinecybersafety.com. I'm going to be putting this up there as a tip for everybody to actually pay attention to. You can share it with your friends, but onlinecybersafety.com. Remember, onlinecybersafety.com. That's the site, onlinecybersafety.com. Again, my name is Tim Burrows. I'm a retired police officer. I spent 25 years protecting people in real life, and in that time, I also got to learn a lot about identity theft, impersonation, and social media, and how to protect yourself in all of these areas. I'm dedicated to making you safer online, and that's bottom line. I want to make sure that you're safer, because if you're safer in a roundabout way, it's going to make me safer. You have the right to be safe online. You have the right to a safer online experience. You have the right to be protected from cyber hacks and attacks. But with both of those rights comes your responsibility. You can't just sit back and say, well, make me safe and make me secure online. There's a responsibility that comes with those two rights we just talked about, and you are responsible for the first steps in making yourself safer by protecting yourself. You can go to, I'll do it one more time, you can go to onlinecybersafety.com. You can get this tip, you can sign up to the newsletter, and very shortly we'll be coming out with the 6-step cyber safety program, which will help you put all of this along with a ton more information together to make your experience safer. I want to thank you for being here. Again, share this broadcast, let everybody know about it, because if you're safe, we're safer, and the more people we can get safer, all of us are safer. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody.